Sure, you can always shop around for flooring, but in the end, it all leads back to the one place you probably should have started, the experts at Carpet One. Save yourself the time and the hassle and let Carpet One help you find the right product at the right price. Beautifully installed, guaranteed. Come see the One, Carpet One, on the Business Loop in Columbia.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, October the 16th. We're going to talk about an organization that has been a part of this community for 50 years now. That is Job Point. And I want to introduce you to Steve Smith. You are president and CEO of Job Point.
I am.
Tell me about what Job Point is.
Job Point trains and educates folks to overcome barriers to employment and helps them to find and maintain jobs.
Yeah. You've been doing that for 50 years.
50 years under different names.
Yeah. When you look back over those 50 years, do you have any idea, probably isn't a fair question, but how many people you've actually helped this organization?
No, I can't. I've only been there less than a year, but we did serve over 500 people last year.
Over 500 people, so multiply that times 50 and it's quite a few people. What would you say is the most unusual bit of training that you've done?
Oh my. Well, the most diverse probably is the youth build program where they build homes in the first ward, and we sell those to first-time home buyers. So that our students actually do all the different parts of the house construction except for the electrical, the plumbing, and the drywall. Mm-hmm. So they get on the roof, they dig out the footings, they do all the different pieces with that.
Now, have they had experience in doing this?
No, absolutely
not. So they're
not.
learning on the job.
Absolutely.
But there were people supervising them.
Absolutely.
Telling them and showing them what they need to do.
That's true.
So this is really important on-the-job training.
That's true.
You also do, if I remember correctly, air conditioning?
HVAC is our most popular course right now, primarily because the students, when they graduate, have the highest wages when they come out. Because there's a major shortage in that area. We just had 9 people graduate our last course, and 8 of them had jobs before they even finished the course.
Is that right? Do the majority of the people who go through Job Point, depending on what type of training they're getting, do the majority of them get a job?
They do. The question is how long they keep the job. We are reimbursed by whether they maintain a job for 30 days and then 90 days. So those are our measuring sticks, and then we track the folks for a year once they start a job just to see how that goes.
And do most people keep their jobs for a long period of time?
Most do, but most of the folks that deal with us did not do well in school. Some have their degrees or equivalencies, most do not. Getting through is an issue, and then many have had jobs before, but they've had issues in maintaining the job. So oftentimes, it's as much what we call the soft skills, the showing up on time, being dressed appropriately, following directions properly, personality issues, dependency can come into play.
But when they're coming into Job Point, they're also learning how important it is to be on time.
Well, we work on those soft skills,
right.
And that's a big part of what we spend is oftentimes they have some level of technical skills. It's a matter of really focusing on those soft skills, helping them with mock interviews, helping them with attire for an interview, all those different parts. Helping
attitude while you're working.
Working and playing well with others.
Right, exactly. I know what you're talking about. Having a good attitude is so important, and I guess that would be right next to showing up on time.
It is.
And a lot of people have a problem with showing up on time.
Right.
But if folks want more information about Job Point, if they want help, what do they do?
Well, probably the best is to contact Gary Taylor. He helps people coordinate all our different courses and classes, and his phone number is 573-777-1584.
Okay, and that's Job Point. Mm-hmm. Steve Smith, thank you so much for coming by.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure meeting you. Okay, now we turn to Darin Pries. Good to have you, Darin.
Always a pleasure.
Central Missouri Community Action, and you were here to tell us about a documentary film.
Right. So we got funding from the Boone County Children's Services Commission last year, and among the many things that we're going to be doing with that program, we're working with a coalition of organizations called Columbia Cares for Kids, and so there's organizations all across the community are involved in this. Basically, any organization that is working with children or families, and we decided to really focus on the issue of youth violence and the causes that of violence in our communities across the country. So we found this documentary film called Reject, and it's about bullying, and it's about ostracism, and it's about abuse and isolation, and how all of those things lead up to sometimes sort of powder kegs in people that lead to strong responses that are sometimes self-violence and sometimes it's external violence. And we read about school shootings and things like that. We really want to bring awareness to what we as a community, what we as organizations can do to create a much more welcoming and accepting community, so that those types of feelings don't become prevalent.
Mm-hmm. You're running this documentary film, what, 3 or 4 times?
Right. So about 5 times, actually, over the course of 3 days. It'll be October 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Okay.
All of the locations are posted on our website. So that's www.showmeaction.org. So you can go there and find out where the different show times are. We've got 2 showings that will be open to the public. One of them will be at Woodcrest Church down south. Another one will be at Hickman High School. Both of those are evening events.
What day is that?
The Hickman one will be on the 28th, and the Woodcrest one will be on the 27th.
Okay.
And again, the times
evening,
are on
what time?
4 o'clock for the Woodcrest one and 6 o'clock for the Hickman event.
And this is open to the public.
Yes.
It is free of charge.
It's free of charge.
Do they need to make reservations, or do they just show up?
They don't. They can just show up. I hope we have an issue of overflow. I hope that's a problem for us. But both of those facilities hold hundreds and hundreds of people, so we think we'll be in pretty good shape. But yes, it's absolutely free. We do recommend that children don't come along. It's very adult content in terms of the emotions that are associated. One of the central themes is about a young man who killed himself, and the events that led up to that. And it's a documentary. It's a very real story, and we think that probably younger children probably shouldn't be exposed to it.
Okay. So what you're asking the adults to come, but don't bring the kids.
That's correct. We
Okay.
just out of respect, and we don't want to stir up. If there's something going on with a young person, we don't want to stir that up. But rather, we really want to give those adults kind of the tools and the capacity to talk with their child or with others in the community and find out what resources are available.
What are you hoping people who see this documentary will come away with?
I guess on a very basic level, what I would like to see is that people leave the theater or the venue thinking, well, what can I do to be more accepting of others in my life? It can be that simple. A lot of times, children and adults are rejected for a variety of reasons. It's a very diverse world, and there's a lot of kind of new kinds of diversity in our community, and truly, people need to be more accepting and understand the different perspectives, and be open to and welcoming to others.
Right. So if you want more information on Central Missouri Community Action, you can go to the website or phone number.
Phone number is 443-8706, but the website's the best spot, showmeaction.org.
And it'll give you the dates and times of the showings of this documentary.
You got it.
Darin, thank you so much for coming by. Pleasure having you. Monday, Heart of Missouri CASA and Moberly Area Community College. We'll see you then.